Hello beasts, Brian coming at you here. This video we're going to go over stage 3 of the 2022 BMAC Games, and that stage is the pack out stage. It's the heavy pack course. This is the course that's going to separate maybe the men from the boys. Let's take for example the men's elite. You've been competing the first 2 stages with 40 pounds in your pack. Now that weight is going to be doubled to 80 pounds. Same with all the other categories. Your weight is essentially being doubled. Now, if you're on a team, this is where being on a team is maybe beneficial for you. You are not having any additional weight, so you're completing the pack out stage with the same pack weight that you've had for the first 2 stages. So that's the benefit of being on a team. For those individuals, for you guys and gals that are competing as an individual, this is going to be a tough stage. This stage is Saturday afternoon. We flip-flopped this from last year. Last year we had it on Sunday morning. This year we're having it Saturday afternoon after the Beast course and after the Pursuit stage. So this is going to be a tough course. Timing wise is going to be in that probably mid to late afternoon. We'll kind of keep an eye on the weather and just make sure if it's hot and humid and really sunny, we might push it back a little bit, give you guys some time to recover and allow temperatures to cool down. If it's been historically like it has been in the 90s and really humid, if it's a day like today where you have cloud cover and it's fairly nice, then we might do it fairly quick after the Pursuit stage. But we won't know until day of. So what is this going to look like? So you have your pack, the same pack that you've been carrying for the first 2 stages. Now you will be adding a sandbag. This is a polypropylene sandbag with basically a gravel sand mixture in it. So it's very dense, relatively small in size. So you can kind of get an idea. This is a 40 pounder, okay? Might be a little bit more than that. It's kind of saturated right now. But that's essentially what you're going to be adding. So when we start this stage, you're going to be starting the stage with your pack on without the sandbag in it, okay? We're gonna have a short ruck to basically get you from starting point to where the sandbags are going to be staged. Then, because part of this course, part of this challenge is testing you with your knowledge and ability to load your pack with more weight. So you'll get to where the sandbags are staged, and then you attach that sandbag however you want to attach it, whether it be in a meat shelf, inside the pack itself, straps outside of it. But just know that this sandbag does not have any handles. I mean, I'm grabbing it by the top here where it's tied, but there's no handles. I mean, this is essentially mimicking a meat bag, like a boned out meat bag that you would have quartering out an elk or any other big game animal. So it's going to be ideal that you put it in your pack, either in a meat shelf or in the bag itself. You could strap it to the outside, but you run the risk of it sliding out. If this sandbag rips, or because you have it on the outside, if it gets caught on something or you fall and it gets torn open, you're kind of SOL. Because you're essentially not able to complete that stage with the appropriate amount of weight that you are supposed to have. So I would highly recommend that you practicing getting your pack ready to put in extra weight. So I'll kind of leave it at that. Let me know if you have questions, comment below in regards to how that's supposed to be set up. But again, you still have the weight that you have plus that sandbag that you're adding into it. You get everything buckled up and you're out on the course. Things I don't want to see is somebody just carrying the sandbag. That's not, that won't be allowed for multiple reasons. It's just the bag's probably going to give out at some point. You wouldn't be just carrying a meat bag around the mountains with your hand. So we're trying to make this as replicating a hunting scenario as best as possible. Also, I don't want to see the sandbag just up on your shoulder and going. It's just not a very safe thing to do, especially with the trails that we're going to be on and the topography we're going to be on, you're going to want to have both hands available to probably have trekking poles. I highly recommend you having trekking poles for this stage. If not two, at least one. The course is going to be, for those of you that did it last year, it's probably going to be twice as long. It's going to have more ups and downs. So trekking poles are important for going uphill because it kind of helps take some of the stress off your legs, but even more so for going downhill, taking pressure off the knees, especially for those of you that are going to be having 80 pounds or a heavy weight for you in your pack. It's a lot of pressure on your knees. If the grass, if the trails are wet, if it's raining, anything like that, trekking poles just is a huge help, and it keeps you a little bit more safe in a situation that you do start to slip or you need it to help balance or whatever that might be. So highly recommend trekking poles. This stage you do not need your bow. You don't need to carry your bow or optics or anything like that unless the optics are part of your weight that you're going to have in your pack. The course, like I said, is probably going to be about twice the distance as last year. Last year the top times were around 11 minutes and the course was maybe about 7/10 of a mile. So that tells you how fast some of these guys were going with 80 pounds in their pack, uphill, up and downhill. I believe the top 3 or 4 men were faster than the fastest teams, and the teams only were carrying half the weight that the individuals were. So it's going to be really exciting to see how some of you do this year. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a tough course. We'll probably still be starting down in the base camp area down below by the chalet, and we'll probably still be finishing up on top. It's just a matter of what route we're going to take to get up there. Water, I don't know, you probably want to have some water in case you need a sip or something like that, but I wouldn't have a lot of weight in water unless you need that again for your pack weight. This is on Saturday afternoon. So again, opposite from last year, or we kind of flip-flopped them from last year. Last year we had the pack-out course as stage 4 on Sunday morning. We flip-flopped it this year with the harvest stage. We're having a 3D course on Sunday. So that makes Saturday just a brutal day, because you're going to have the beast course, you're going to have the pursuit stage, and then the pack-out stage. And then for Sunday morning, everybody's going to be staged together. You'll be in groups of probably 4 at each shooting station, and your group is going to be the people that are the closest to you in time. So that's going to put even more pressure on those 3D targets and your shots and stuff like that. So just adding more pressure on the shooting, because ultimately this is a archery and shooting competition. So, but that's kind of the recap of the pack-out stage. It's pretty self-forward. It's a heavy weight. Again, maybe 1.5 miles that we're going to go. Expect the times to be, the fast times maybe to be in that 20-minute time frame. Average times maybe in that 30 to 40-minute time frame, or who knows, it might be longer. So yeah, so the next video will be looking for details on the harvest stage. We're going to go in a lot of detail in that video about shot scenarios that you might experience, how we're going to score the targets, and all that kind of good stuff. But I hope you're training, hope you're shooting a lot. Really looking forward to this event. We're almost sold out. We're capped at 80 competitors, so we're almost there, which is exciting to have a full house and to see everybody.